Good morning, my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Sunday. It is November the 10th. The year is 2019. I just posted a video showing two news articles. I really want you all to, two news reports. Check those out and then watch this video. If you don't know, there was here in Atlanta, Georgia, there was a young woman who disappeared from her apartment complex. Strangely enough, the same apartment complex in Mechanicsville where a young woman was killed last week by some teenagers trying to carjack her car. So she was living off campus from the Clark AU Center, about 2 miles from the Clark campus from the AU Center in Mechanicsville at the same apartment complex. She was renting a unit with a young woman who she said was a friend. I don't know how they met, but this was her roommate. Her roommate and her, Alexis and her roommate, let me get her name. The roommate and the roommate's boyfriend have been charged. The roommate's name was Jordan Jones. She was 21. And her Jones' boyfriend, Baron Brantley, was 21. They both are charged with murder in the death of Alexis Crawford. This is a tough story for me because I was really hoping something that they would find this college student. Maybe she just got tired or just stressed out and she just took off and maybe took a vacation or something. But several days before she came up missing, she had went to the police and reported a sexual assault on Baron Brantley, her roommate's boyfriend. They had been drinking out one at the home. I guess they had some drinks or something. She passed out, and this man took her into a bathroom and sexually assaulted her. And Alexis Crawford filed charges against, went to the police department, filed a report, and did a rape kit. Why she stayed in that apartment and didn't tell her family members what took place between her and that man and her roommate, I don't understand. Why she thought she could stay there after filing a sexual assault charge against her roommate's boyfriend, and you stay in the apartment. You stay there and he's still coming around. And they know you filed this charge against them, or they're going to find out that you filed this charge against them. I don't know how they found out, or did she tell them, or what, but she should have left. And she should have told her family what took place. Now, staying there was a wrong decision, especially with this young man who has a very violent background and had multiple arrests. And she may not have known his criminal record and violence that he could do, but he strangled her and hid her body at a park up in DeKalb County, a public park. Just dumped the body. The fact that he thought he could get away with this in the roommate, this is really shocking to me. Because I guess they didn't realize from day one they were the prime suspects. The police had the report. They knew that body, they knew they had that police report. But she had filed it against him, where it took place in her apartment they lived in Mechanicsville. So the police were watching these two suspects, and they had them. They were from the very beginning. Although police were actively searching for her, they were looking at them as suspect, the prime suspects, the roommate and the boyfriend, Jordan Jones and Baron Brantley. All right. Welcome to Niggerville, y'all. A college student comes from Athens, Georgia. She comes to Atlanta because she wants to attend an AU college. Atlanta, she wants to be around her people. She wants to come out. She's in Athens. She's a minority in Athens. Let's just keep it real. Athens, Georgia isn't really exactly a pretty much white city. This young lady would have got a much better education if she could have got into the University of Georgia in Athens. She'd probably still be alive now. But she chose to come to Atlanta. It's mistake number one. To live in Mechanicsville, mistake number two. To go to Clark Atlanta University, I'm not going to hold this against Clark Atlanta University, because I don't fault them in this. But the decision to come to Atlanta, to live in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the city while going to school, that I have some problems with this if this was my child. I would not allow any of this to take place. Now, when you got a good university right across the street near our home, that you can go right over to the University of Georgia, you'd still be allowed to get a great education if she could have got into the University of Georgia in Athens. So sometimes we don't understand who our true enemies are. And when Alexis Crawford moved into that apartment with this her roommate, I still don't know how they know each other, whether they meet just to become roommates, were they actually friends, what was their connection that they ended up being roommates here in Atlanta. But that boyfriend was danger. And I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of black women are not going to like this, but black women continue to choose these thugs for husbands and boyfriends, and it ain't working out too good for them. They choose the worst of the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst of the worst. That man should not have been in that apartment. I bet he was unemployed, not working anywhere, possibly selling drugs, running them streets. And this girl was this 21-year-old girl, Jordan Jones. I don't know. I'm assuming she was in college too. I'm not too sure. I can imagine what was going on in that apartment. Jordan Jones and Barron Brantley face charges of malice murder. They're still trying to determine what the motive of the motive was, because Alexis Crawford went up to the police department and filed a sexual assault charge. That's all the motive you need. So Alexis didn't thought these people were her friends. But after that sexual assault happened, she still packed her stuff and left the next day. She should have told her family, this is what's going on, I'm out of here. But sometimes when you're young, and I've been in that position, you really don't know what to do. And she may have been embarrassed to actually tell her family what took place. She's going to try to handle it on her own. But the first person she should have told was her mother and father. So they came and rescued her from that horrible situation she was in over there in Mechanicsville. We've got to stop looking at everybody black ain't for you. Black folks, we can be the most dangerous people towards each other. She chose Clark Atlanta University because she wanted to experience going to an all-black college. She wanted to be part of the AU Center. She just wanted that. You know how everybody has this almost fantasy-like dream about the AU Center, Morehouse College, Spelman, Clark, because of the TV show A Different World. And they thinking that that's how the situation is going to be, but it's not the case. I have many friends. I have a couple of different friends who go to Morehouse. One was shot in the leg walking to a store. He lives in the West End, not too far from Morehouse. And he has an off-campus apartment. Going to a grocery store, he was shot. A couple of guys were shot. He was one of the people who happened to be shot also in that neighborhood, in the West End. And the West End and Mechanicsville are two different neighborhoods. That's just as dangerous. They are dangerous neighborhoods. Strange part is West End is going through gentrification at this time. You can find homes over there for $200,000 to $400,000 along Martin Luther King. I've seen them. And you see white folks moving in there. Those areas are still relatively dangerous. And you will get killed over there. Be careful. When the sun go down, you better be in that renovated house you bought for $400,000 with the doors locked, the alarms on, and all the lights on, peeking out the windows, trying to make sure that you are safe and secure over in that area. I am dead ass serious. However, that's not what this video is about. This video to me is about the decisions we make as black people that harm us. We trust people who look like us. And she trusted her roommate. And again, I don't know the relationship, how they met, how they knew each other. But that boyfriend should not have been there. He was just a violent thug. And like I said, black women choose these men. I don't know why they choose these despicable characters, these bums, these good-for-nothing niggas. I don't know why they choose them. I'll never understand it. But But that's who they choose. They choose this trash, and they bring these men into their homes, and these men cause all kinds of havoc and pain and drama. They can't choose good guys. They choose the bad boys, and they pay a heavy price. Unfortunately, Miss Jordan Jones is going to spend the rest of her life in jail behind this unless she works out some type of plea. She's 21 years of age. And it's going to be a bad situation. That boy, what was the reason? It just doesn't make sense. I never understand it. It just doesn't make any type of sense. And so I'll never understand why they chose to murder her. Because he didn't want to go to jail for rape. Because he raped that girl. And why she chose to participate in the cover-up, the murder and cover. Why would you choose this? I mean, what do you, they lay in the bed thinking, I'm a killer. And the girlfriend says, okay, cool, what you gonna do? I mean, this is something y'all have to think about. Think about what they were in there discussing while Alexis Crawford was in the next room. They were plotting her demise, living in the same apartment with her. Y'all gotta be very careful around these niggas. That's all I don't want them around me. I keep telling y'all this. I've learned the hard way. I don't want these people around me. I don't want them in my home. I don't want them in my car. I know how they operate. And they will kill you. This woman's dead because she got raped by this man. So in his attempt to cover up the rape, he killed her and disposed of. I think they're going to get away with this. Really. That was foolish on his behalf and their girlfriend's behalf. However, Alexis Crawford made a fatal error, remaining in that apartment after the rape. She said she was drinking and she passed out. She knew enough to go file a rape, assault charge against this man, or go file a police report. And they took a rape kit. So eventually they were going to get to the bottom of whether or not he raped her, which he did. Here's the funny part. While this man was raping this girl in the bathroom, his girlfriend was in the same apartment, and she came beating on the door of the bathroom and said, what's going on in here? This man was something else. And Jordan Jones was a fool for staying around. After she caught that nigga in that bathroom with this unconscious girl, what went through her mind? Why didn't she leave? Why did she stay there? Why didn't she call 911 and get them both to safety? I don't know, y'all. This is some crazy shit right here. When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh. There was just a lot of stuff going on in this apartment over there in Mechanicsville. That apartment in Mechanicsville must be built on some very hollow ground or something. There's always some crazy shit going on over there in that apartment complex over there in Mechanicsville. It's sad. I don't even know how to even describe it. There's something awful, always terrible is always happening in that apartment complex over there. Is it because it attracts these crazy people? Everybody looking for affordable rent? Just riffraff? But that nigga should not have been there. But Jordan Jones, make sure I got her name right, she chose this monster for her boyfriend. And it just doesn't make any sense. And even after she caught that man coming out that bathroom with Alexis Crawford passed out in there, he said, I didn't have sex with her. She stayed there with him? Jordan Jones continued to stay there. Anyway, Crawford's funeral will be held Saturday noon Saturday at the Hill Chapel Baptist Church. That's next Saturday in Athens. Hill Chapel Baptist Church, 1692 West Hancock Avenue in Athens. The family asks that any cards or financial contribution be made directly to Gregory B. Levitt and Sons Funeral Home, the Metro Atlanta funeral home handling arrangements. Hutchins added, the Crawford family is truly grateful and encouraged by the outpouring of love and concern they have received from across the country. Please keep them in your positive thoughts and prayers. Jordan Jones, Crawford's roommate, and Jones' boyfriend, Baron Bailey, are in custody, police said Saturday. Both are being held without bond at the Fulton County Jail. I mean, this is just sad. This is a lot of stuff that took place that probably should not have happened. Alexis Crawford, whenever I don't care who you are, if someone sexually assaults you, you must leave that area. If you plan on filing a police report, or you file anybody does any type of heinous crime to you, it probably would make sense to continue to hang around that person. Especially if you're going to the police and filing charges and taking police reports and all this stuff. That man wanted revenge for a rape he committed, because this young lady was passed out from drinking. And who knows, he might have even drugged those two girls. Y'all, it's a lot in this story that probably should. This could have ended differently had Alexis left. Told her family, this is what's happening, this is what happened, this is what I'm doing. They could have went and got her and removed her from that apartment. Now family members, I don't even know if they even knew about the sexual assault that took place prior to her showing up missing. I don't know if they knew it or not. They haven't really said. I've read it and looked at everything. So I don't know. But I do know this. Jones told police that she and Crawford hadn't been speaking since the alleged sexual assault. So they were still in an apartment complex and they were staying apart, but they weren't talking to each other. But Crawford had asked Jones to take her to the store. That's what Jones is saying. A surveillance camera ID&M package on Ralph David Abernathy captured what is believed to be the last photo of Crawford alive. They were at the D&M package store. I've been to that store on Ralph David Abernathy. The following morning, Jones said she left for her class, so she was in school. She was in school, and Crawford was in an apartment. On November 1st, Crawford's family reported her missing, and Atlanta began an investigation. In the days that followed, Crawford's family had pleaded for her safe return. Instead, one of the suspects, they haven't said who, led the investigators to Crawford's body. No details were released on the possible cause, but they now know that he strangled her. He strangled her. So, it's just horrible. They both see them now. Late Friday, Brantley was booked into the Fulton County Jail and charged with murder, records showed. His arrest violated his bond condition for a previous February arrest on theft, battery, and cruelty to children charges. So he was already out on bond for a previous arrest. Saturday morning, Brantley waived his court appearance, but I saw something that listed his criminal records over the years, and it was pretty much in detail. I may have to look that up, but I just thought this was a very sad story. But again, if you're watching the video, please take a look at the news reports that I posted about this event. Take a look at that and watch my video. And I look forward to reading you all's comments. And why do black women choose these thugs? What do they see in these guys? What do they? Why must they have the worst of the worst and most despicable characters? Why? Why do they put their lives and their family lives and their children's lives in danger with this filth that can't do nothing for them? I don't understand it. I've never understood it. But anyway, that's just my thoughts and opinions. I know that some people will be upset about this, but you women, black women, need to start choosing better mates. There are some good guys out there, not this trash. And this man was trash. He was just trash. And he killed this girl and destroyed this other woman's life in the process. It's horrible. And he's right where he belongs, in prison. Well, we'll be in prison once they convict him of this mess. Anyway, today is Sunday, November 10th. The year is 2019. I'm out of here. I look forward to reading you all's comments. Please make sure you watch that news report so you can understand what I'm talking about. And I look forward to reading your opinion. If y'all want to add something such as I had, please, I look forward to reading you all's comments. And I'm out of here, and enjoy your Sunday.